Bakugan is peak. Not because of the character's story or the HUDs. It's because of the Bakugan. The Bakugan are the glue that holds the whole show together. They talk, making them cooler than Pokemon, and they just look cooler than Digimon overall. So today, I will open your eyes to the top 10, the correct top 10 Bakugan of all time. This is my surprise pick because I personally think Dryoid is the coolest robot Bakugan. The way it looks like a robo ninja, and how with certain attacks it has a cutscene where it's a lightsaber and its whole body will start glowing is some of the coolest things to come out of New Vestroia. Then it has brace knuckles that shoot lasers, a lightsaber, and a cannon on its back for whatever reason. And then hot take, I personally think Prince Hadron has some good character development. He went from a spoiled, horrible prince to being a good brawler and being able to take down some of the strongest people in the verse at that time, to being traumatized so much so that he decided to, commit seppuku or whatever it's called with his dad, and his dad didn't want to go. If that's not good character development, I don't know what is. But getting back to it, Dryoid is a cool Bakugan that was able to beat some of the strongest people in the verse. Moving on. This is my other unexpected pick because he was Marucho's Bakugan, and apparently Marucho's the most hated Bakugan character for whatever reason, even though he's the GOAT. Preyas was awesome, not because he was strong, but it was because he was funny. While all the other Bakugan were out here trying to be philosophers and be super duper serious and insightful, Preyas was out here trolling and having fun. He also had woman problems with Alphen and tried to protect her during fights, making him a W-mans also. Then he was able to give Dan and Drago some good wisdom when they were going through what they were going through in Mactamium Surge, making him one of the best Bakugan characters, just like as a person or as a Bakugan in Bakugan. I personally think this is the most underrated Bakugan ever. First of all, he looks really cool. He has built-in sunglasses, a built-in chain, automatically making him black, so I have to support one of my brothers. Then he made Drago lose so much aura in the first couple episodes with his flying fist that, mind you, can also spin and turn into drills. And finally, he was a W-mans because he was willing to end his life with Gus, and that's not homo because they're bro. Moving on. Although Fabia isn't my favorite character, Aranaut has one of my favorite fights in the whole anime. And the fight I'm talking about is the one against Lumagrowl at the end of the series in Gandalia, where Aranaut was finally able to get his get back against Lumagrowl because his partner offed his partner before Fabia, and the way he was able to get his get back after pretending that he didn't remember to keep Fabia from feeling bad was peak. Then the fight was cool because at the beginning it was a regular brawl, Fabia and the witch lady were saying ability activate this, ability activate that, battle gear this, battle gear that. Then the dog got tired of his owner, disowned her because she kept on trying to interfere with the fade, and I have to respect that. And then after he disowned his master, bro, they just went off like speedsters, going back and forth. And then I'm not even sure they were able to get the final clash because, the witch lady got sent to the woo and they had to stop because it's kind of like, the dog would be at a mental disadvantage. But either way, I think Aranaut would have won, or technically did win, but for the sake of respect or whatever, let's call it a tie. Moving on. This is the King Von of Bakugan. Main reason being, his battle gear is a big old glock he just carries around with him, and he knows how to use it, making him extra cool. He almost sniped Dan and Drago, and he also uses it in close range, even though it's a long range weapon. So he's just like, I'ma use my Glock no matter what, by any means necessary. Then he was raised in the deep trenches of Gandalia, making him more like Vaughn, and he had a cool power that was never fleshed out, but it still looked cool. Moving on. what can I say about Darack that hasn't been said? He was a cool looking Bakugan. He was black, green, and blue, which was cool. Also, I like the fact that him and Drago are connected to the original 2 Bakugan. That was kind of interesting. Then, during their final battle, he gave Drago a concussion somehow, even though Drago's been hit in the head multiple times, and this is the first time he got a concussion, which was kind of weird, but still cool. Then he really did destroy Nethia a lot, causing millions of dollars worth of damage that I'm not sure who's gonna pay for, because I'm pretty sure he destroyed the bank too. So anyway, moving on. Not gonna lie, Shun and Talian did go on a crazy run, because when Dan and Drago left Bakugan Inner Space and Bakugan Inner Space was in peril, they really stepped up. Shun and Talian were able to clean up so well. They were winning brawls with no sleep. Like, they were actually in Bakugan Inner Space all the time, making sure everything was safe, and they weren't sleeping at all, which is crazy work. Talian also did have Wolverine claws and was a ninja, which matched Shun's energy. Then he was able to do the thing where he was able to switch bottoms with other Bakugan, which was cool but weird, because if Bakugans have meat and they switch bottom halves, does the other Bakugan get that one's meat? Moving on. This is Shun's best and coolest Bakugan. Jackor is another ninja Bakugan, but he's more buff than Talian, automatically making him cooler. And then he does the ninja moon jump thing, which in my book makes him more of a certified ninja than Talian. He also has laser beams on his hands, and he can make energy ninja stars. Then he kind of looks like Atomics from Ben 10, automatically making him a lot cooler. But the main reason he is number 3 on this list, it isn't just personal preference, it's because of his fight. Him and Shun were getting jumped by Wiseman and his 2 Bakugan, then they made it a reverse jumping. And then furthermore, 2 of Jackor's students came in and they made it a jumping on the opposite end, and they jumped Wiseman and his Bakugan. Moving on. This is my favorite looking Bakugan because his wings are all rugged. He has spikes coming out of his body. His teeth just look threatening. He has scars on his face. Bro, Helios just looks like that guy you don't want to mess with. Then him and Spectre made a good team because he wanted to be the strongest Bakugan and Spectre wanted to have the strongest Bakugan, so they were just helping each other accomplish their goals. Then I'm not even sure Helios is like a real Bakugan, which makes him cooler to me somehow. He's like Mewtwo. Then every time him and Drago fought, he was able to put hands on Drago, especially the time where Spectre gave Helios steroids and he just beat the brakes off of Drago. Then my favorite fight was the one where they're at the top of the exploding tower and Helios wasn't going to let Drago go until one of them either lost their life or someone won, which was the best fight in the series in my opinion. Moving on. This was obvious because he's the only Bakugan to be in every single season of the show. But the main reason he's here is because he's the main character, 1, and 2, every single time he evolved, he just kept on looking better. But his best look was Pyrus Helix Dragonoid because he was moving different now that he had regular legs instead of those weird lizard legs that are attached to his belly. After the day he got regular legs, he started running, he started kicking, he started punching, he started moving like a fighter a little bit. Then he has all the best fights in the series, but his best one is again the one with Helios, because the fact that they were both ready to just end their lives right there and then just to see who was stronger was peak, and they were in the robot suits, and then Dan and Spectra were even getting involved fighting their own battles to the side with lightsabers. All in all, that's the best fight, and Drago was there, and Drago was just him. Well, that's my list. If you have your own list, put it in the comments. But with nothing left to be said, bye.